described as a mysterious, eldritch, demonic entity of evil. It is a monster of unknown origin that preys on Derry's children and humans every 27 years. It finds striking fear in children akin to seasoning or salt-ing the meat. You all taste so much better when you are afraid. Among its powers is shape-shifting into a form that tricks its victims and induce fear. But usually it takes the form of a middle-aged man dressed in a clown costume. Calling itself Pennywise the Dancing Clown, and occasionally Bob or Robert Gray. Modeled after Bozo, Clarabelle, and Ronald McDonald. However, its truest form, as perceived by the human eye, is that of a giant female spider that houses its essence. Writhing orange lights, termed deadlights, looking directly into which can render a person catatonic or even kill them. It can manipulate people and use them as pawns in doing its bidding, either by assuming a form familiar to them, promising them their desires, or through subliminal influence. Because of this control over what happens in Derry, many of the child murders it commits are never solved. The adults of Derry act as though either nothing is happening or they have forgotten about it. Its awakenings from hibernation mark the greatest known instances of violence in Derry, such as the disappearance of over 300 settlers from Derry Township in 1740–43. In 1957, it awoke during a great storm which flooded part of the city, whereupon it went on a feeding spree, starting by murdering Georgie Denborough. However, the Losers Club forced it to return to an early hibernation when heavily wounded by the young Bill Denborough in the first ritual of Chud. As the story opens, it has awakened approximately 27 years later and is first seen when three bullies beat up a homosexual couple, Adrian Mellon and Don Haggerty. It kills Adrian after the bullies throw him off a bridge. When the adult members of the Losers Club gather, it recognizes them as a threat and resolves to drive them away both through illusions and by controlling Henry Bowers, the Losers' longtime childhood bully. Bill, Richie, Beverly, Eddie, and Ben manage to confront its spider form after it possesses Audra. It is finally destroyed in the second ritual of Chud, and an enormous storm damages the downtown part of Derry to signify its death. Quote, in King's subsequent 2001 novel Dreamcatcher, Mr. Gray cannot put a worm in Derry's water supply by use of the standpipe, as it is no longer there due to the 1985 flood. In its place is a memorial featuring a cast bronze statue of two children and a plaque underneath, dedicated to the victims of the 1985 flood and of it. The plaque has been vandalized with graffiti reading, "Pennywise Lives." The character has been named by several outlets as one of the scariest clowns in film or pop culture.